So the countdown to this year's World Cup is well and truly on as 32 nations combine to create the greatest sporting spectacular on the bloody planet. But in this video, I'm going to try and answer you one simple question. Can Qatar win this year's World Cup? That's right, folks, back once again with another World Cup summary video. That's right, where we're going to try and answer one simple question. Can this nation actually go out and win the World Cup out in Qatar? We'll take a look at it, all of it, in a second. Of course, if you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe button, bang it, all things World Cup related, Black and Rovers related, world football itself related. We got it all here, boys, under one roof. Of course, the countdown is well and truly on, with the tournament set to kick off in November 2022, of course. But what's going to happen this coming World Cup? We'll take a look at all of it in a second. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons, of course. And if you are interested in helping out the channel in another way, check out the links down below. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Twitch, I'm on Patreon. Of course, there's a Discord in there. So get in amongst it and let's get chatting. Alrighty then, folks, here we go. Taking a long look at the hosts, of course, Qatar, who will be hosting this year's spectacular in their own backyard. That's right. So let's take a long, hard look at Qatar and how they, of course, have been progressing this past few years. Of course, they qualified as hosts. That's right, which is of course an easy footing. I remember the day where not only the hosts but the holders would also get themselves a passage through. But those days are long gone. Of course, they secured their deal when it was announced that they'll be the host back in the 2nd of December 2010, and this is their debut, of course. And what a way to make a debut as hosts. Of course, they made it. Of course, so there's no streak whatsoever, and of course, whatever happens in this tournament will be their bloody best. And as you see down, of course, the foot of this graphic right here, right now, it does show how they have progressed in the Asian section of the World Cup qualifying phase. They did top their group, and regardless of course what happened in that qualifying phase, they were going to qualify anyway. So it just shows, as you see, played 8, winning 7 and drawing just the 1, losing 0 in the early stages of course qualifying, and of course set a benchmark for themselves moving forward as well. But again, regardless of what happened, they could have finished bottom here and they would have still qualified as well. Kicking on forward then, let's take a look at of course their manager. Manager is Felix Sanchez, who's coming in to try and get this nation out of at least the group stages to prolong or at least stretch out their competition or their involvement in the competition as long as possible. For me, as a neutral, especially in this group, I for one would love to. I do love to see the host nations go at least make it out of the group stages, get the buzz around the country, or maintaining that buzz around the country. I do recall South Africa, of course, when they hosted the competition, they unfortunately didn't make it out of the group stages. It's always a dampener for the morale of the tournament when the host crashes out. But they do have what I believe is a very, very difficult group to get themselves out of. But one thing for sure, for Qatar, this coming World Cup will have the backing of the fans. It's in their own backyard, so I am sure more often than not, whenever they're playing, 75-80% of that of the attendance there will be Qatari. So that's of course a major factor, and that should not be discredited when you take a look at some of the oppositions here. So no disrespect to Ecuador, Senegal, or even the Dutchlands there. Of course, Qatar will have a 12th man in this. So they'll be hoping that they can prolong their tournament at very much. We'll divulge into that group in just a second. Of course, the VIP, Almoz Ali, is scoring goals for fun for Qatari. And again, they've had a bit of a journey over the past few years, really prepping for this World Cup, playing some really bizarro world friendlies, of course, against club nations, clubs from around the world, but also some nations from different confederations, of course, and trying to get themselves the experience, the knowledge, without having that pressure of trying to qualify for this tournament. But they have been playing some big guys, and they were due to take part in the what was it called, the Copa America. I think they were scheduled to do that last season, of course, or the season prior with, but COVID kind of put a spanner in the works for that. So that would have been a great sort of experience for them. I think they go out and play in the Gold Cup. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think they did take part in the Gold Cup, and they did reasonably well over there as well. The key match, of course, we'll take a look at the group here. Of course, Group A, alongside Ecuador, Senegal, and of course the Netherlands, who are going to be the powerhouses and expected to probably win this group. But it isn't easy as that. The key match for me, of course, for Qatar as we look forward to the tournament, is against Ecuador. And guess what? That is match day number 1. goodness, all eyes around the world are going to be watching this game, regardless if you're Qatari, regardless if you're Ecuadorian. Of course, all eyes are going to be on this. It's the opening day of the competition. All the media units around the world will be coming together for this one. And again, a lot of people would not have really acknowledged the Qatari players' existence prior to this game, but at the end of it they will know Amos Ali, of course, and the rest of the chasing pack. So yes, big first game for Qatar, and of course the same can be said for Ecuador. Lose that first game and it is a mountain to climb, especially for the host Qatar, because next up they have Senegal, the champions of Africa, and then of course one of the juggernauts of world football, and of course a king of Europe really, and that is the Netherlands as well. So it's going to be a tough old order for them to get through to get through regardless, as hosts or what have you. The odds currently out to qualify from this group is 6-1. That's right. So it is quite a tall order. You would fancy the Dutchlands. You'd probably put Senegal maybe second. You would probably, when you look at this, Qatar are probably fourth favourites out of this group to win the whole thing as well. From the bookies odds, it's 350-1. So take from that from what you will. So it's going to be a difficult task for Qatar, but fortunately they do end their 3-match series at this year's World Cup against the Dutch, and so if they could pick up a win against Ecuador and perhaps a point against Senegal, that would put 4 points in the board, and that could be enough for them to actually make it through to the knockout stages. So with all that in mind, of course, the key context there of the bookies odds, and of course the key man who hoped to be scoring the goals for Qatar in this year's World Cup, I ask Linda. Linda, give me the questions.
Can they win the World Cup?
Can they win the World Cup? Again, I'm going to, over the course of this summary of each and every one of these nations, we've got to turn the clocks back to the year 2000. I think it was year 2000 when Greece won the European Championship. Nobody predicted them to win it. They came out of nowhere. Of course, every nation can win it, but realistically, can Qatar win this? No, of course not. I'm going to say a big. So, Linda, I ask you. So, Linda, give it to me. Give me the questions.
Can they win the World Cup?
Can they win the World Cup? Well, of course, over the next few days, we're going to be taking a look at each and every one of the nations and asking the same question. And I want to put in a little bit of a nugget of hope for every nation out there that's taking part in this year's World Cup. Turn your clock back to when Greece won the European Championships. Nobody picked them. They were the underdogs from the tournament start, and they went on and win the pissing thing. So anything is possible in football, but I'm going to try and put a bit of realism on here. Qatar are the host nations. They are going to have the backing from the fans. They're going to be in their own backyard. They'll know the terrain. They'll know the environment. They'll know the stadiums. Of course, they would have played in there. Of course, over the course of the last few years, as the country's prepared for this tournament. But ultimately, realistically, can they win the World Cup? No, I'm going to say no. I'm going to be realistic here, and they're going to say no, because the group itself is difficult. It's a difficult group for Qatar to get out of, and once you get out of that, you're there for the taking. Of course, we're playing a different kind of football then, because penalties and extra time are and that should work in favour for Qatar, because they're playing in their own terrain. They know the conditions, they know the weather, and of course their bodies will be used to that. All the players that play in the Qatar national team play in Qatar, period. They don't play abroad, nothing like that. But, Linda, what's the next question?
Will they win the World Cup?
Will they win the World Cup? Heck no. So if they can they? No. Will they? No. So a short, sharp answers to those. Unfortunately, despite being the host and having that extra, the backing of course, the fans, I do not think Qatar are going to do this. I actually think they will finish in the group stages. They'll be eliminated, unfortunately, because I just think the other three nations in this group are just too tough. So there you have it, folks. There you bloody have it. A short, sharp take on this nation's chances out in Qatar 2022. What do you expect this country will do in this year's tournament? Do you think they'll get out of the group stages, or do you think they'll go deep into the competition itself? Let me know your opinion down below. And of course, we'll look forward to non-stop coverage right here at Blackburn Overseas. We're going to have, of course, predictions, previews, reviews, reactions, and of course, reactions from real fans themselves, of course. So that's all to look forward to this year out in Qatar 2022. So make sure you smash your subscribe subscribe, smash the thumbs up, and smash the little bell, boys and girls, as we look forward to a fantastic winter, or at least late 2022 of world football. Let me know your thoughts and opinions again about this nation, and of course the tournament itself, in the comment section. But until then, guys and girls, I'll see you soon for the next one.